and putting it all on the table. One last person, Nader, all eyes on them. But it's a prestige moment. It is a Boise State moment. 13-10, Boise State moving on.
I mean, we said it before, Dimeu on a tear. Well, like Nerdy said, they're just happy to be here. They've been playing for fun all season, just working on team chemistry and mindset, and that's now paid off into a grind set that has gotten them here and now gotten them one step closer to the playoffs.
As the cheers and echoes of a record-breaking championship season fade, the Boise State Esports team prepares to start it all again. Winning teams like the Broncos share and live a culture which informs everything they collectively believe and do. This starts with its leaders. Doc shares the blueprint for success.
Boise, I have to say, one of the most impressive things about them is they are resilient of a team. They get better and better every time we see them play. And it's not going to be until now! Wolva with the dagger! Ball State on your CEC
That exciting 7-game sudden death overtime series ended in a loss. I know a little bit about it. Obviously, I was there. We didn't come up with what we wanted. So I started this in 2017, right? I coached football before that, which should make sense, and band and drumline at a high level, but I was new to esports, right? Recently, a colleague said to me, somewhat enthusiastically, Doc, you've lost more national championship matches than most people ever get a chance to be in. We were supposed to win, right? That's the way the script seemed to be written. It was the first time I'd ever had seniors finishing their final game, and their heads are down.
Want to run. Boise State, I want crowd. Please, I would like to point out, not a single other team at this event has
It just chews you. A lesson I learned then, right, is you can't decide to win. We don't get the team we want, we get the team we build.
But Boise's yelling at the top of their lungs, attack us, we dare you.
We are not going to be ready for Syracuse if we're practicing like this. Come on, get our heads in it.
No support, no support.
Yeah.
I knows all the dances.
Please welcome to the stage, Boise State University.
And putting it all on the table. It is a Boise State moment.
This time, the moment we've all been waiting for all year long, Boise State versus Ball State. The CECC 2024 Rocket League Grand Finals is about to commence.
Boise, I have to say, one of the most impressive things about them is they are resilient of a team. Stepping up to the plate. Win. And right now, it's Boise. People who have not a care in the world, and yet the rotations work.
The CECC May Madness event held annually in Arlington, Texas is the esports equivalent of the Big Dance. The top 16 teams in each of 4 game titles qualify by winning their respective conference tournaments. This was the second consecutive national title match appearance. The opponent was Ball State, a school that had taken its inspiration to create a program from Boise State. This best-of-7 series would decide the CECC national champion.
Yeah, that's definitely the nicest stage I've ever been on, with a big crowd, everybody's cheering. You can hear them in the background, even with our headphones on.
Runner up in front of them.
Absolutely. As we said, Ball State have been indomitable at times. A perfect sweep, as we mentioned, on stage.
They are that confident. They are that confident not only in their abilities, they want to show. Their last win was not a fluke. It's what they do. And Boise doing it right.
The big man Durtho making an appearance early and hopefully for his squad, often hitting it on the backside. Pure finesse. Oath and Guh can only pre-jump. Waiting for Oath to be able to clean things up and demo right back. Means Boise gets a free clear, and even more than that, how about a free goal?
All day? What happened here? I saw the demo, and there's another one. That one I didn't see. Preston cleaning up the entire back line, sends it to the scrap heap, and sends a shot on in.
No love lost between these two teams. They have a lot of respect, but it doesn't mean you have a little bit of hatred in your hearts for them. You want to embarrass them, in the words of Woozy, and you want to really be able to put your stamp on this grand finals if you're Ball State. We're going to be seeing a lot of mechanics, but also A lot of physicality. Durtho with a red carpet walk down center.
We call him Big Man Durtho for a reason. It is not just in real life, it's in the gameplay. This dude is so aggressive and in your face. The dive out at midfield, the bump afterwards. Boise State, I will say, one of the biggest things is a trick already. He's looking for a fourth. He will not at least find it on that shot, but he will find Preston on the backup. Boost in the tank and a challenge from Oath. No contact. Shots on it!
Like all these goals are so easy.
You would think we'd be more rattled, but it's game one. It's just jitters all around game one. Whether you win or lose, we know that we go into overtime. It's game one. It's game one. It's a long series ahead of us.
Woozy, clutch, hits the game winner, and we crush game one. And you see Ball State drain a little bit. I felt really good.
Woozy being able to seal us through the first game was honestly something that we really needed.
I think it was all just confidence, especially after winning the first game. Excited, but we were not getting ahead of ourselves.
However, you want to make sure you mark those kickoffs. The three-goal cushion can be evaporated so quickly, especially now that Ball State's starting to really lean forward to their chairs and also lean forward onto attack. About when stuff like this happens, it's not necessarily a surprise. It's more so just really them stepping up to the plate. Durtho. What is this?
We were so high on energy. We were saying they couldn't touch us. We were going to sweep them because, like we said, everybody was so high on Ball State, and we came out and smacked them. We're up 2-0. We felt untouchable. We felt untouchable, especially since we had the crowd behind us and everything like that. Everybody was rooting for us to win.
Ball State looking to tie up the series after 2 games in a row without much control. Goals, but it was definitely as contentious as this, with the two teams really meeting each other for almost every 50 and blocking every shot. That minute shot would be different! What was built different, bro? What was that?
That's not rotation. You can't do that. Why are you cutting right in front of the face? You know why? Because Preston has no idea what's about to hit him. Woozy.
I was like, Gus good at the game, you know? I mean, we kind of handed them that game, I like to think. They're all solid players, so whenever we make mistakes, they're going to capitalize on it instantly, and we got punished for it.
And I say we were in for a doozy of a grand final. I was not ready for this. Get your cardiologist on speed dial. And I say we were in for a doozy of a grand final. I was not ready for this. Get your cardiologist on speed dial. And yet at the end of the day, you have to just sit back and really white knuckle it through a grand final like this, because we are 5 minutes potentially away from this being all over. Game 7, here we go.
CECC Arlington, get loud, get proud. Boise, Ball State, I want to hear you scream. It's game 7. It is the closest match, the closest series we have seen all event. And all that is going to separate these two teams is 5 minutes of gameplay. Ball State down. That one connects. That's probably a goal.
Yes, oh, they certainly chased for it. Even with zero boost, he's still a menace. Wova, flip reset. No one's going to get it on the goal line. And then crosses the threshold. Ball State able to get yet another game in a streak, scoring first.
That is perfect. We have had...
Right now, Ball State has to make sure they dig deep. Defense sometimes just isn't enough, especially when you can't escape your half. That's a bump in midair. Woozy gets the easiest shot of his life, and he delivers.
There it is, a tie. And it feels like every time we have seen that 1-0 lead, it's almost always going back to 1-1. Every single time that we see one
rotation out of whack and allow wide open shots like that. It's not going to be powerful, but it does generate a double. Maybe something Woozy can do with, because that's another touch. Wide open Preston. Double tap. He is going to deliver.
It's not just the double touch. Watch the bump here. Woozy comes swinging through and goes hay hunting for own in net.
We knew the stakes, and we knew that everybody was anticipating a banger match, so we gave them a banger match, and we felt like we were the better team the whole series.
Boise knows that. That's why actually they're allowing them to come forward, because if Ball State realizes they don't really have a lot more shots and maybe only have 1 or 2, this one. Oh, number one. How about two? It's everybody. It's off the post. It's just sitting ready for a finish. The other post says no. Go. He's able to leave it for O's. And Ball State finds a win. And again. And it took again to get the shot. First two, not going to be kind to them. Both in the fourth. Overtime. Game 7. The next goal decides our winner.
We understand that overtimes can be a bit of a toss-up, but we were confident.
This is about as close as it gets, right? 10 goals scored with 12 seconds left or overtime in all of these games. 7 games ultimately decided by not even a quarter minute.
We lost in overtime. It was more so like we knew it was our faults. You know, we kind of dropped the ball there.
And it sucks. It sucks, that feeling. It's a drop in your chest, but that's how the game goes.
And we were happy to perform, but sad we ultimately lost. But we're ready to get them back next season.
A core belief of the Broncos is circumstances don't define us, responses do. As the new season begins in the shadow of Arlington, the goal remains the same. To reach it, players and coaches must recommit to improving daily. Strategic coach Peyton Wilkin is a Boise State alum. Since hanging up his controller, Wayton, as he's known on YouTube, has become one of the most respected content creators in Rocket League. His knowledge of the game and perspective from his time as a player makes him an ideal strategic coach to such high-level players and a powerful addition to the Boise State coaching staff.
It's good. We can't decide the outcomes. We can do the work that will likely influence them, but we were there with the right people. We get the team we build, and the right team was up there.
Being a Bronco is a privilege that many elite players would love to have, but those seats are scarce. Each year begins with the returning players taking on talented walk-ons who would love to knock a starter.
Like anything valuable, it must be taught and developed and practiced and identified when you see it. Above the line is our predetermined strategy. The Titanic was going down. They chose to play. But BCD has never solved a problem. It's never improved a relationship. Today, just commit to yourself to stop wasting your time and energy that will never help you. We have to have strategies in place for how to respond, because we're going to need to respond to bad things happening all year. It's what makes a champion. Tim Kite calls these the R factors, right? The response factors, the ways that we can respond when things go sideways. And they're approved for everybody and the coaches, right? All the way down to the players. The first thing is we have to be able to press pause. We have to be able to press pause so we can gain clarity. Find out what this situation requires of me. Resets the goal in front of us. Doesn't allow us to act on autopilot. A productive pause can be super fast. It can be a couple seconds. You can get the action that you want. You'll occasionally see me take my headset off and just not listen to comments for a second so that I know how I can help. We have to be able to R2. We have to be able to get our mind right, understand the mindset that we're in, and make a good decision to get us to the place we want to be. Lots of things will pop up, but we have to be able to make sure we're in the right mindset to solve the problems and not complain against them. One of the things you can always do, elite players who win in their mind first can control their mindset. We have to be able to step up. We have to be able to ask the question, what does this situation require of me? And then act on that. Step forward and do what the situation requires of us. We have to be able to R4, adjust and adapt. The ability to be flexible is required. It's a mandatory skill of champions. We all had to adjust and adapt for CEC finals. Peter was walking. There was no way, no matter how much he wanted to go, that his mother was not going to let him go. He had to walk, right? Wyatt stepped up. We all had to adjust and adapt to what that situation was going to be, right? But the truth is, we don't have time for complaints. Everything is changing.
Locations, like when we go to Vegas, for example, and we play in front of a crowd when they're playing like the stream behind us, and being able to focus in a
I think we practice this probably more than other schools do. The best opponents will put us to the test, and what we've done before will stop working. When it does, we have to adjust, adapt, change it. If we don't like what's happening, we have to be able to maneuver to get a better outcome. And we have to, R6, build skills. As good as we are today, this is the worst we will ever be. We're going to continue to work throughout the year to build skills that you don't even think you need yet. You're going to be forced to develop. So will I. Every one of us is going to have to raise our level significantly to be as successful as we expect to be. Maybe we're just trying to be better teammates. Maybe we're just trying to be a little bit lighter on our feet and smile a little bit more. This is the process, and we're going to have so much success because of it. I've been excited to share this with you.
You got a little sibling rivalry? Is that what I can call this? What are the thoughts on that?
So we played each other a bunch. We kind of had their number in CCC, and they've had our number in CVal for this year. So we're just hoping for a good match, and we've had a long history with them, and it should be a good game.
Stress changes the equation for everyone. But remember, we don't get the team we want, we get the team we build. We don't get the culture we want, we get the culture we build. Our goal last year was to build this into a team. For us, we had some struggles. We didn't win the Red Bull Campus Clutch, Rocky Mountain Regional, like we had the year before.
They need to start pinging the spike and getting in and defuse and stopping the defuse. But with that, CU Gold walks away with a 13-7.
I mean, the outcomes of those don't define us. Every day was a fight to stay above the line for us and to continue to improve, and what a difference it made. We would go on to win the Mountain West, undefeated.
Just like that, they get it. Wow, nice job, Broncos. That'll do it, and they have won the Mountain West Championship for Valorant.
So 7 years, 592 losses, right? I've had to learn from every single one of these. Let me be clear, coaches don't lead teams to victory. Elite performance leads teams to victory. When you give them the play, they execute the play. Everybody knows what they're doing. You have the confidence, you have the skill to beat these guys. Keep playing. What we start with today is not quite what we left at on that stage. So I'm hella proud of you. And this is going to be a killer year. You've done hard things. We're going to do hard things still, but we get to do it together. And so this is the process, right? We've got our starters, people we've recruited and played with for years, and there are walk-ons who want to take their seats. And that's what this night is about. An opportunity to build an amazing practice squad that wants to share punches, go back and forth with the top squad. And they're doing it right now. The underdogs are winning. David taking out Goliath.
Coach Kelsey Mosier, or Coach K as she's known by the players, is a coach with a decade of experience leading professional teams in the LCS. Her resume includes professional orgs like Evil Geniuses, 100 Thieves, and Riot. One of her projects is to help the talented Valorant team to win a second consecutive Mountain West title and eventually a national title. To do that, Coach K will help the team get better every day, something that has been a challenge for this squad in the past.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we want to watch both or not then?
Yeah, no, we played around.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like for an ego play, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
I think you had a really good job kind of predicting their plays. Just make sure that we're together, and if there's like wrong information, or if we've already planted spike, or in this case we're just holding keep the control and calm down.
Like other sports, film review is important to improvement for both players and teams. The coaches are looking to see that each play is run as expected.
I broke the game. No, I broke it.
Okay. I'm gonna drone in a market and then...
Oh, market! Oh, right.
You have more area if he's all towards the left.
Yeah, it's also, I know what you're talking about. It's just hard to get to that angle if he's just sitting in the open too. I'll just die. That's true.
After a couple weeks of practice, Doc is concerned that
Master's fighting through and putting it all on the table.
who was on the bench last season, needs to get more reps in practice.
We got to get Wyatt more reps. He said he was expecting 50% of the reps, and that's not what he got last week at all. What is his expectation?
This is what I need you to do in game, like to a very good level. I just need to work with him on what is his expectation.
To be able to play any of those 6 at any time, really.
Ever since I got a start last year, this is what I wanted to pursue during my time at college. During that semester, I kind of just was like, okay, I'm going to prove myself, I'm going to get better at the game, and then I'm going to come back next year with the ability to play on the starting 5 roster and with the ability to be better than some of the starting 5.
We're going to try to get you as much as we can in the next little bit. I've asked for 50% of these starts, and that may not be what everybody else wants, but you're ready. I mean, obviously, CECC. You feel good?
Yeah, I feel good.
Okay. You gonna pop off?
Of course.
Okay. Just never forget, discipline is destiny. The way you comport yourself, the way you do the work, is what you'll get out of it.
The Broncos are only a week away from opening the season against Syracuse. New on the scene, Syracuse looks to be a strong program, but a bit of an unknown.
We slide, ready?
Neon's gonna do something else.
Wait on Nino. Yeah, he's out.
Play that round pretty good.
That was actually good. They used 3.
With no competitive matches this season, scouting them is proving harder than expected.
Home and flank.
Blind up stuff.
I'm playing off you, Griffin. Or you want double swing? 3, 2, 1.
Stop blast.
Nice!
Lost it. Blind up.
Alright, blinding main. I'm gonna stall. So.
Nice!
Good job.
Yes! Yes!
Next time on Above the Line,
Seriously, for real. We are not going to be ready for Syracuse if we're practicing like this. Come on. Let's get our heads in it.